Hi guys, and welcome. Today we will try to paint like Jean-Michel Basquiat. Jean-Michel Basquiat was super famous in the 80s. He started as a street artist doing graffitis and such, and we will see how he incorporated those techniques in his paintings. He is now one of the most famous painters of the 20th century. Let's go. So let's jump right in. Basquiat was originally a street artist, and he kept from these years a use of limited colors, usually primary colors, simple or stylized shape, usually without too much curves, preferring angular shapes, and a conscious will to layer, overlap, and superimpose his frame by using different medias, like drawing, painting, and writing. The inspiration for this painting were these portraits from Basquiat. So today I will use, as usual, acrylic paint. The palette is very limited: black, white, blue, yellow, and red. But I won't apply them on a regular canvas. I will apply them on an MDF board. MDF boards are made of wood. It's actually a kind of compressed sawdust. And I want to use this to get a bit the feeling of street graffiti. So I need to prepare this MDF board, and I will do so by applying a layer of white gesso. So let's see. I don't want to be too clean when I apply my gesso. There we go. Because you will see there will be a lot of layers on top of it. It's just for the paint to have something to adhere to. Okay, something important. When painting in the style of Basquiat, don't mix your colors. Use them straight from the tubes. And that will mean wait for each layer to be dry before putting another layer. So let's prepare our background. We will do that in several layers. The first layer is not really important. It's just to have something that will peep through the little gaps in the next layer. So you can take all the leftover paint you have, or the end of the tube, and do something geometric. You can paint anything you want. Lines, circles, squares. Really, the sky is the limit. Now that this first layer is done, we will wait for it to dry, and then we will change our palette to our primary color palette. And now the real work will start. So I would like to have a big geometric shape here in blue. I've chosen a blue that will pop a little bit, and I'm adding a bit of white to make it a bit lighter. And I will continue with a shape in red and a shape in yellow to cover almost everything that we have here. So as you see, red and yellow are a little bit translucent, and we see our shapes, our shape from the first layer. This will have to be built upon again later with a second layer of red and yellow to be able to really have something that will be of one single color. So now let's place a black silhouette. I would like this to be an auto-portrait, so I will do a 3/4 profile of myself in black, in the center of the frame. So I know that the head will come here. We will have the chin here, the eyes, the nose. Here we will have the ear. I will add a little bit here for my beard. And cheekbone, and there we go. I will paint all this in black. Now let's take a very fine brush and we will outline the features of the face in white. Don't use curves or something too rounded. Use angles, use geometry to do that. Let's have a nice white that will flow out of the paintbrush, sorry. The teeth in Basquiat's painting are very, very particular. They are a series of little white rectangles that are aligned. So let's do this. And still using the same very fine brush, let's add color. Color in the form of little lines and sometimes little zones of colors to highlight a little bit the features of this face. The idea is to think about those African masks, African art, and try to place your colors in a harmonious way, but something that will create a lot of texture and a lot of contrast. Crayons. Most probably Basquiat would have used pastels because their color pop a little better. In our case, let's use what I have on hand, which are just kids' crayons. The kids' crayons allow you to get a different texture in your painting, and something that will be once again a bit like a doodle, a bit like something a bit young and fresh, very street art. So you will use the crayon also in primary colors to add a little bit here and there. You can write words too. Basquiat was using a lot of words in his paintings. We said Basquiat used a lot of words in his painting, but he also used a lot of symbols. For example, the crown was one of his symbols. He had this kind of little tic-tac-toe tables everywhere. So you can add that either in paint or in crayons. The thing is, be careful, because paint will not stick to crayon. Crayons are fat and paint, acrylic paint, is lean. So never the lean on the fat, always the opposite. And it's time to finish everything, add little details here and there to make everything balanced and pleasing to the eye. You can, of course, go back and layer again and again by repeating these steps. This will give more dimension to your painting. And there you go, you have your auto-portrait done using Basquiat's techniques. Continue posting your requests and challenges in the comments. Use the hashtag MGFCPaint in the social media to show me your work of art. I'll see you next time, and until then, keep creating.